Hey, this is Stacia, and I played at the Parma Chess Club on March 5th of 2024. And my first game was against someone that I have played 2 or 3 times, and I never have won or drew this player. Sri Ram, I call him Sri Ram. I think his last name is actually different. But he is a very respected player in the chess community. I respect him a lot. I also think he's a really just cool person. And so playing him is a bit of an honor. And here he had white. And he played e4. I went e5, he went f4. Now, he played the same King's Gambit against me in the other 2 games where he had white. And I lost those games. Because in those games I did take, which I did this game. And now the normal move is knight to f3. Knight to f3 is the normal move. But that's not what he did here. He played bishop to c4. And this is called the bishop's gambit. And if I check, he's just going to go king f1. And that now knight f3 is going to come. And my queen's actually misplaced. And that's sort of the idea behind that opening. But and then white will take the center and all that. So after bishop c4, I went d5. Now I'm pretty proud of this move because I knew it was theory, but I had not looked at these lines ever. I just knew it was a move. And I'm like, hey, this is my style, right? Like I'm the one who sacks pawns around here. So he takes it. I go knight to f6, attacking the bishop. He plays knight to c3, defending. And then I play bishop b4. Now I'm threatening to take this knight. If he takes this way, if he takes that way, I thought I might have c6. And when he moves this, I could trade queens. That's not going to be something he wants. And if he takes with the b pawn, you know, I play c6 and he moves away and I could maybe take on e4. So that was the idea. So he defended it with knight g to e2. And I pinned that as well, offering the exchange. Yeah, I'm very sacrificial these days. I can't even help it. If you don't know what I'm talking about allowing this. And I thought maybe I can allow this because he's moving his bishop so many times, you know? Like bishop comes here, it takes here, it goes here. And then after this, it's going to go here. And then it just gets captured. I don't know. That's a theme that happens in a lot of gambits that have sufficient compensation. So I went for that. And I thought after here, takes. He doesn't have a light square bishop, but I do. In fact, I have 2 bishops, and I also have this light square diagonal. And I thought I can find play here. Now the engine told me that this is actually not sound at all, but okay, whatever, we'll talk about that. Luckily for me, my opponent didn't go for that. I have a feeling it's tough to play for white though, but we're not gonna pontificate on that. So castles, and now I did play c6 to stop that. I thought, let's be reasonable here. He goes bishop b3, and now I castled. Now, I will tell you that I think it's reasonable to try and win the pawn here. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about taking here because this knight is defending the e4 pawn. And that knight is protected by this knight. That knight is pinned, however. So if I take it, they're going to have to take with a pawn, right? So let's analyze just a little bit. If I take this, and they take with the knight, we win a queen. Can't take with the knight. If you take with the d pawn, I thought I play here. They take back. A rook is not a queen. It can't go diagonal. So I take a knight. I'm not sure about this, though. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this is okay. Maybe here even. Okay, I'm going to ask the engine. Engine likes black. Okay, cool. That's what I thought too. All right, so I think that's off limits as well. So that means they should take with a b pawn. And if they take with the b pawn, now that's a free pawn. But I thought this looks sketchy to me. Like, first of all, the first move I would think about is this. What about rook takes f4? It forks the two pieces. He's going to take my knight with check, by the way. So even if I go here, he takes with check. I don't know. I was looking at this and I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this. Also, there's bishop takes f7 sacrifices to make things even worse. I just ruled this all out. It's a rapid game of chess. So, you know, when I start seeing stuff like that, I just switch gears. No use spending too much time on that. It's probably why I'm winning more lately, that I'm more practical in rapid chess. Slow time control chess, I'm going to calculate as far as I can. You better believe it. All right, so after c6, bishop b3, and castles. I did not go for that pawn because I was seeing too much counterplay for white. I did not want that. So after castles, I was worried about d3. I thought it's kind of a normal looking move. I'm not sure what to do there. I guess it's just a position. But my opponent went e5. I was kind of hoping for this move, to be honest with you, because now I really liked bishop takes. This is the move I wanted to play anyway. But now if he takes the knight, I will capture back with my bishop. And I thought this was good. So let's see what the engine says. Yep, it says black's a little bit better. Cool. All right, so he didn't do that, obviously. He took with the b pawn. Again, he can't take with the d pawn because I will take this and win the knight. I'm not sure about this, though, actually, because he could go here attacking my bishop. And now two things are attacked, and I'm a little bit freaked out. So let's see what the engine says. It says white's slightly better. I have to play f3 to defend the bishop. Okay, let's say they take it. Engine says bishop takes f3. Okay, let's say they take the knight. And then it says knight d7. And what? Okay, sure. Sure, computer. I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to be black here. This doesn't look right to me. I don't want any part of this, honestly, so. All right, sometimes you have to understand that the computer, like, will take you into very dangerous positions and defend perfectly. And if you don't understand what's going on and you can't defend perfectly for 5 moves or whatever it is, then don't do it. So that position looked like one of those to me. So after takes, he takes with the b pawn. I think this is the right move. Now I play knight e4. Interesting, right? Because I don't win a pawn, but I stick my knight at e4. And I thought this was a very tricky move because I want him to try to fork me now. And I saw this idea before I was castled. It's kind of what led me to castle. Because he does play rook takes f4. Looks like I'm in huge trouble. And then I played a really good move. And if you want to pause your video and find the move, go ahead and do so now. Yeah, I like this move. I was kind of setting this up, but knight takes c3. Boom. If you take with the knight, you lose your queen. If you take with a pawn, you lose your queen with check. Even worse. So how do you take then? You can't. So after knight takes, he takes with a knight, sacrificing his queen, but he actually does have 2 bishops and 2 rooks. So he's got some compensation for sure, I would think. And not only that, he has more of a center. d4 is coming. I'm not exactly coordinated here. And my queen isn't so valuable with this king fairly safe. This king, yeah, he's subject to checks, but d4 is coming. And so is king h1. And without a back rank, which a rook could easily defend, I'm not sure my queen is so strong in this position. So I was starting to get worried. So But I do want to say also that the right approach here after knight e4, I saw during the game, and I was scared of it. It was the move queen e1. Queen e1 is terrifying. Why do I think queen e1 is terrifying? It steps out of the pin, right? That means this knight is guarding c3 now. And like all my ideas don't work anymore. They just like everything I was trying to do like just doesn't seem to work. I even was thinking about queen b6 check followed by knight f2. Now if the queen was on d1, you know, that would attack a queen. That would be pretty reasonable. And also it would be in line with this. So like if king h1 and the queen is on d1, check, they have to sack the rook there. Takes. And then I'm attacking this knight. Yeah, I feel like that is great stuff. But after queen e1, none of that works either. Like queen e1, check, they go here. So what? Now f2 is, whoops. f2 is guarded twice. So there is no knight f2 anymore. They just take it, you know. And yeah, everything I wanted to do is stop by this move. And I realized this when I was waiting for him to make a move. And I got kind of scared. I was like, oh no, don't play queen e1. I mean, it just follows a simple rule. When you're in a pin, like break the pin, right? Like I'd teach my kids that. So, so e5 and takes, and knight to e4. Now, lucky for me, he went for this move. It looks strong on the surface. It does fork two pieces. Oh, noes. What do I do? Knight takes c3. This is beautiful, right? You can't take that. So he takes it, but he loses a queen. Take. Oops, I'm sorry. Takes and queen e7. Now, I'm going to tell you that queen e7 is a bad move. So I have two questions for you. Number one, why is queen e7 a bad move? We're going to talk about that. And number two, what is the correct move? So if you want to pause your video and answer those questions, go ahead and do so now. Okay, we're going to spend a little time here because this is the most instructive part of the game for me. And if it is for you as well, you know, we're all going to improve at chess and our ratings will go up. So let's do it together. Queen e7 is a bad move for two major reasons. The first reason is that it doesn't really follow principles. Like, why is my queen on e7? Like, I'm on a sort of open file and this pawn's going to come and takes and check. And I mean, if a rook appears here, that's no good. But an even bigger reason is that this a4 bishop a3 plan is going to skewer me and lose material. Like, so why would we step into that? That's a big thing as well. I kind of saw this and I thought I could defend, but I mean, d4 is coming. So it's actually not true at all. And queen e7 is not exactly the most active move. So queen e7 was me realizing that f7 is really majorly attacked. Like f7 is getting killed. Here comes e6, right? Like e6 is coming. And like not only that, like this might come in too. I don't know. I was deathly afraid of this. And you could even attack the rook, make the rook move, and then take on f7. So f7 is in major trouble, and I thought for a long time, didn't figure out a move. And I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to play here. It's going to connect the rooks. It defends f7. Like, I don't know. So it's a move out of desperation. It's a move that I didn't calculate correctly, because the real move we want to play, which I did look at, is knight to d7. This is the move that makes so much sense, right? It connects everything. Everything connects. And it attacks a pawn. So that keeps the initiative. And it leaves the queen on d8, which is actually better placed than on e7, because we have this idea of queen b6 check. You know, we do. And if d4 here, we might even play c5. We might. and attack the pawn. So I think this is just a better square for the queen, and obviously the knight has to go d7. Now, the reason I didn't play this move, though, is because there's this move e6, and I got scared. I saw a line here, and I'll just show it with arrows, because I want to show you, when I calculate, you know, this is how I see it. I mean, I could tell you with the words. Why don't we do that, and then I'll show with arrows. I saw e6, pawn takes e6, bishop takes e6 check, king h8, and then I was really scared because I saw queen takes f8 check, queen takes f8, and bishop takes d7, winning my knight. Now I'll show with arrows. So I was worried about this here, takes check, right? King h8, stepping out of check, rook takes, queen takes, and bishop takes knight. Yeah, I've got reason to be scared, but I wasn't being objective. In any line, there's always other options. And there, in this line, I don't have to take with the queen. I can take with a knight. I can play knight takes f8. And I think I saw this, but I didn't appreciate how strong it was. And this is maybe one of my weaknesses in chess, which is why I want to talk about it. I see a knight on f8 and I go, oh, I have to put my knight on f8. That's horrible. What am I doing? Yeah, but knight f8 is very strong, I think, because after that, I'm threatening this move. Queen to d4, check. Remember, this rook traded off. So that would be winning material, right? That's a fork. So knight f8 not only saves the knight, but it threatens a fork. And had I seen that, which I did not, I did not see that, I think I would have played the correct move. So what can I say? Chess is hard. We all know chess is hard, right? That's what makes it fun, though. I'm not complaining. All right, so I'll show it with real pieces for anybody that is having trouble with this. That's a check. We go here and then here. If I take with the queen, they're going to take this knight, and that's no good. So we would have to take with a knight. Now, oh, and I didn't even mention this. See, I still don't calculate well enough. We're threatening the bishop as well. We're threatening the bishop, and we're threatening this on a dark square. If this bishop can move, you know, to e5, bishop e5 is the best move, stopping the fork. But yeah, bishops don't move like that. So they're in trouble here. I think black's winning. I'm going to see what the engine says now. Wow, -5. -6. Okay. So that's why I wanted to talk about that. That was a huge moment for me. And Michael Jolson, you know, without the engine at all, he found knight d7 when we were analyzing. He figured out that this was the best. We didn't move pieces much either, like if at all. So, you know, masters know how to find these moves, and I don't. And that's gonna be an important thing for me moving forward. So after queen e7, which is, you know, question mark, d4, and I now realize I'm in dire straits here. I still want to play knight d7. I just played it, but I was not sure about it at all. I just didn't know what else to do. And then he goes knight e3. Now he's threatening this. I mean, this is just rough. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, what I want to do is this. Take here and fork 2 rooks. That seems like a good idea. I like that a lot. The problem with that is if I take here, I think he just plays here. Attacks my queen. What do I do now? I'm not sure. If you can tell me, please do, because I don't know. I'm going to ask the engine now. Engine says equal. Yeah, equal. That just means everybody's losing. You know, we all lose. Okay. Queen b4 is what I played. Now, I thought a while here too, and now I'm getting in time pressure. I thought this is strong. I'm threatening knight takes e5, right? If the pawn takes, I'm going to win the rook. That seems good. In addition to that, I'm threatening check. There's a check here. I'm not sure it does much, but okay, there's a check. That'd make him nervous. And I'm also threatening maybe queen c3, attacking the rook. And if he does anything, like if he goes here and plays rook b1, tries to get this, I will take this knight. And okay, but I missed a lot of things here. It's probably because I was calculating the other stuff and then just played this on instinct. He went knight c4, which I think is a very strong move. Knight c4 blocks this threat, understands that this threat is nothing, understands that this threat is nothing, and it makes its own threats. The knight could come into d6 now, taking f7 again, and this. And not only that, but this knight's guarding some key squares in here, which I didn't see during the game. I think that's a very strong move. So I go queen c3, and he played bishop b2, and this just felt like a cold shower moment. I think queen c3 is just a mistake, or a blunder even, like, because I just missed that the knight is protecting that square backwards. So I didn't know this move was possible, and when it hit, I was like, oh no, is my queen trapped? Oh no. But guess what? My queen's not trapped. I have one move. Queen b4. Okay, so I went queen b4, but now, yeah, now I think he wants to go bishop a3 and skewer me. That makes sense. That was the whole reason queen e7 was bad. So the problem with it immediately is that I just come back. Right, I just come back, and after the rook moves, I can move my rook. Or can I? I don't know. I'd probably go here. I don't know what to do here, to be honest with you. Maybe he looked at this. But I don't believe it. I think this is horrible for me. All right, I'm going to check with the engine. Plus 1.5 for white. Okay, it's not as bad as I think, but it's not good either. So he, instead of playing bishop a3 immediately, he played this move, which I thought was quite strong. I also had plans to maybe win this rook. I forget what it was now, but I did have plans for that. How was I going to win that rook? Not sure. Oh, I think I was going to go b5, kick the knight out, then take, and then take, and then take. Well, all of that is out the window now because that's defended. And it attacked f7 again. No. So this is pretty horrible. I went a5. I don't know what to do here. I think I'm honestly losing here. He went bishop a3, and I was like, oh, thank God. Are you going to take my rook? Because I really want you to take my rook. I went here, and he did. Because this rook is useless. But now it's at least doing something. And now white doesn't have two bishops anymore. And now this bishop is vulnerable. You get what I'm saying, right? I want to play a4 because if he takes, I win the knight. And if he doesn't take, you know, whatever. And then, so he played this. So I went a4 anyway. He goes here. Pretty sure I went h6. This is all in time pressure. I recreated this later. I don't have it notated, but this is a tough position. You have to admit. After knight d6, I don't know what to do. I think I played check or something. But believe it or not, I managed to swindle him somehow. I think I'm completely lost here. I'm going to ask the engine. Okay, it says equal, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of black here. So I would much rather be white. Down a queen, but so many attacking moves. And yeah, I don't know. And the king's safe. So I managed to somehow swindle my opponent. He actually flagged, but it was also mate. Yeah, actually it was quite embarrassing because I end up getting my knight. I don't know what I played here. I'm just going to make some moves. They're not going to make any sense. I'm just trying to make a position. Because I got my knight here. I'm not sure how. I think he ends up taking. I'm not sure about any of this. Now, I'm not going to be able to recreate it, I don't think. The king was on h1, though. I'll tell you, the king was on h1. My queen was on e4. And I got my knight to... yeah, I got my knight to f4 somehow. My knight was on f4. I was threatening mate. And he had a rook. This rook was actually over here or something. And if he went rook f1, it was still mate. Like, it was like... I don't remember how anymore. I don't remember how, but it was mate. So he moved his rook away, and I just played checkmate. Queen takes g2, and it was mate. And what was funny about that is I played queen takes g2, and I like didn't even know it was mate. All right, so I don't know if I'm actually in my new rating because like I didn't even know that was mate. I was so preoccupied with counterplay and the clock that I didn't even look at the actual position anymore. Like I was just like staring at my king and staring at the clock. And so I played queen takes g2, and then his clock ticked down, and if he flagged, and I was like, oh, you flagged, you lost some time. He's like, that's checkmate. I was like, oh, that is checkmate. Thank you. So kind of embarrassing, but this is how the chess journey goes, I guess. I did manage to win. It was my first time beating Shri ever. I think the opening, though, if we just recap the game very quickly, the opening was absolutely the right approach. I need to be more brave and play moves that I think are correct for me. Like correct in general, but also something I like. And I understand and like d5. I understand this move. I know how to play like this. And now I'm the one applying pressure in the king's gambit. So I was very happy with this middle game. And after e5, I was even more happy because I've been doing a lot of tactics, over the last year. And I think that's showing because I found this tactic of knight takes c3. And I understood that this queen sack was dangerous. I didn't realize it until slightly too late, but it is dangerous, but black should be winning here. The one thing I don't know how to do, and this has been my weakness forever, is defend well. And knight d7 is absolutely 100% the right move. All I have to do is one calculation, and it's going to be game over. But I didn't do that. I played this and another mistake, queen b4, and now I'm struggling. Worse, and almost trapped, almost completely lost. Have to give up material, and I'm just lucky that I pulled out this game. So that's why I wanted to show it. I mean, even though I won, who cares about winning? The main thing is learning from that point in the game where I won material and knowing how to play from there. And I think that we covered that pretty well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you watch my channel, I guarantee if you're under 1,500 or maybe even 1,700, you will learn from my channel because I don't hold anything back. I give away all my secrets, and anything I learn, I share. So kudos to you if you're watching because we will learn together. And I'm on my way to 1,900, and my coach, Michael Jolson, one of my coaches, I have three apparently, said that he thinks I will break 2,000 by the end of the year. I have to agree with that. I think I will too. I'm playing better chess, and hope you enjoyed the video. Okay, bye.